There is a tax you have been paying every single day for years that does not show up on any government form, that no accountant has ever flagged for you, that no financial advisor has ever warned you about, and it is quietly the most expensive line item in your entire financial life. It is not inflation. It is not taxes. It is not the interest on your credit card. It is your own laziness. And the bill it has been quietly running up in the background is staggering. Most of you have been telling yourself a story about your laziness for years. You call it being tired. You call it needing a break. You call it waiting for the right time, waiting for motivation, waiting until things settle down at work, waiting until the kids are older, waiting until you have a little more money saved up so you can finally start. It has been costing you money. The income you would have earned from the side project you keep meaning to start, the investments you keep meaning to research, the negotiation you keep meaning to have. It has been costing you time. Not the 30 minutes you spent scrolling tonight, but the compounding years of those 30-minute decisions stacked on top of each other. And it has been costing you the version of yourself you could have become, the one who started 10 years ago instead of next Monday. You see, most people think laziness is a personality trait, something you are, something you were born with, something you have to accept about yourself and work around. That is wrong. Laziness is not who you are. Laziness is a financial decision you are making every single day without realizing you are making it. Today, I want to walk you through 5 things you must understand about laziness if you are ever going to escape its financial gravity. By the end of this video, you will see exactly what your laziness has been costing you in real dollars. You will see why every productivity trick you have ever tried has failed. And you will see exactly what to do, starting today, not next Monday, to break the pattern. This is going to be uncomfortable. It is also going to be one of the highest return 20 minutes you will ever spend. The first thing you must understand is that laziness is not laziness. It is a pricing error. Most people think they are lazy because they lack discipline. They are wrong. They are lazy because their brain has done the math and decided the effort is not worth the reward. Here is the truth. Every time you sit down to work on the side hustle and end up on YouTube instead, your brain made a calculation. It looked at the immediate cost, focus, discomfort, the chance of failure, and it looked at the reward, a vague possibility of more money someday, and it picked the cheaper option. Your brain is not broken. Your brain is doing exactly what it is supposed to do. The problem is you have been giving it bad pricing data for years. You have been telling it the work is hard and the reward is uncertain. So of course it picks the couch. The couch is certain. The couch costs nothing right now. You must change the math. Until you change the math, no amount of just discipline yourself advice will work. You can read every productivity book in print. You can buy every planner on the market. The brain will keep making the same calculation because the underlying numbers have not changed. The second thing you must understand is the true compounding cost of one lazy hour. Most people look at an hour of Netflix and think, it cost me nothing. It was a free hour. I had nothing better to do. Here is the truth. That hour was not free. That hour was the most expensive purchase you made that day. Let me show you the math. If you are 35 years old and you spend 1 extra hour per day on something productive, learning a skill, building a side income, researching investments, that single hour, compounded over 30 years, is the difference between retiring with $300,000 and retiring with $3 million. 1 hour. The same 60 minutes you spent rewatching The Office for the 8th time. This is not motivational math. This is just math. You can run the numbers yourself. A side income of even $500 a month, invested at a market average return for 30 years, becomes well over $500,000. That is 1 hour a day. That is the hour you keep telling yourself does not matter. The hour matters. The hour is the entire game. And the lazy version of you has been spending that hour every single day for years, telling yourself you would start being serious about money soon. The third thing you must understand, and this is the one most people miss completely, is that laziness is contagious. And the people around you are infecting you with it every day. You see, most of what you call your personal laziness is actually environmental. You are not naturally a lazy person. You are an average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. And if those 5 people order DoorDash 4 nights a week and binge shows until midnight and complain about money on Sunday morning, your brain has decided that is the normal effort level for a human being. It is not. It is just the normal effort level for the people in your immediate proximity. This is why people who move to a new city with more ambitious peers suddenly become more productive without changing anything about their willpower. Their environment did the work for them. The truth is brutal. If you are surrounded by people who treat laziness as normal, you will treat laziness as normal. Your brain is a mirror. It reflects whatever it sees most often. You must audit your inputs. Who are you spending your evenings with? What podcasts are running in your ears on the commute? What is your phone showing you for 2 hours before you fall asleep? Every one of those is a vote for who you are becoming. The lazy version of you has been getting a lot of votes lately. The fourth thing you must understand is what actually breaks the pattern. And to show you, I want to tell you about somebody I once knew. His name was Daniel. He was 34 when I met him. He worked at a mid-sized insurance company doing claims processing, a job he had been in for 8 years. He made $58,000 a year. He had $4,000 in his savings account. He had $11,000 in credit card debt. And he had been telling himself for 6 straight years that he was going to get serious about money any week now. Daniel was not stupid. Daniel was not unmotivated in the abstract. Daniel would tell you in great detail about every investment podcast he listened to on his commute, every personal finance book he had read, every YouTube channel he was subscribed to. He had the knowledge. He had the information. He had been collecting it for years. He just never did anything with it. Every Sunday night he would tell his girlfriend, "This week I am going to start." Every Sunday night he meant it. Every Sunday night his brain ran the same calculation and picked the couch. What finally broke, it was not motivation. It was not a self-help book. It was not a wake-up call. It was a single number on a piece of paper. A mentor he respected sat him down and said, "Daniel, you make $58,000 a year. You have been working for 12 years. Do you know how much money you should have right now by every reasonable financial benchmark for your age and income?" Daniel did not. The mentor wrote the number down. It was about $150,000. Then he wrote what Daniel actually had, -$7,000. Then he wrote the gap, $157,000. He said, "This is what your laziness has cost you so far. Not in feelings, not in regret, in dollars. And every year you delay, this number gets bigger by another 15,000 at minimum." He went home that night and did one thing. Just one. He opened a brokerage account. He transferred $200. He set up an automatic transfer for the same amount every Friday. That was it. He did not become a different person. He did not start waking up at 5 a.m. He did not read another finance book. He just made the cost of laziness visible to himself once a week, every Friday, in the form of a transfer notification. Within a year, he had saved $12,000. Within 3 years, he had paid off the credit cards and had $38,000 in investments. Within 7 years, he had a 6-figure portfolio for the first time in his life. The skills did not change. The job did not change. The income barely changed. The only thing that changed was that the cost of laziness stopped being invisible. You can do the same thing. The discomfort will be brief. The compounding will not be. The fifth thing you must understand is that the cure for laziness is not motivation. It is friction engineering. Most people try to overcome laziness by trying harder. They wake up Monday morning and decide today is the day. They are going to be different. They are going to have discipline. By Wednesday, they are back on the couch. By Friday, they have forgotten they ever made the decision. Here is the truth. Motivation is the worst possible fuel for behavior change because it is the one fuel you cannot control. It comes and goes on its own schedule. Building a financial life on motivation is like building a house on weather. The people who actually escape laziness do something completely different. They do not try harder. They make the lazy option more expensive and the productive option cheaper. This is friction engineering, and it works whether you feel motivated or not. You want to stop spending money? Delete the save cards from your shopping apps. The 5 extra seconds of typing in the card number is enough to kill 40% of impulse purchases. You want to start investing consistently? Set up automatic transfers that happen before you see the money. Now laziness works for you instead of against you. You want to stop scrolling and start working on the side project? Put the laptop on the desk the night before with the project file already open. Put your phone in another room. You did not need more discipline. You needed 3 fewer steps between you and the action. The lazy version of your brain always picks the path of least resistance. So you stop fighting that. You just redesign which path is least resistant. This is the entire secret. Stop trying to become a different person. Start designing your environment so the lazy version of you accidentally does productive things. So here is the inversion you must make. Stop calling yourself lazy. Stop telling yourself you lack discipline. Stop waiting for the motivation that is never going to come in the form you are expecting. Start treating laziness as a pricing problem in your brain. Start making the cost of inaction visible to yourself every single week. Start auditing the 5 people you spend the most time with. Start engineering your environment so the productive thing is the easy thing. You got to do this starting today, not Monday, not the first of the month, not when things settle down. Today. Here is what I want you to do in the next 60 minutes after you finish this video. Open your banking app. Set up one single automatic transfer, even $10, even $5, from your checking account to a savings or brokerage account, scheduled for every Friday. That is it. That is the whole assignment. Not because $10 will make you rich, because the act of setting it up is you, for the first time, making laziness work for you instead of against you. The pattern starts the moment you set it up. The compounding starts the moment the first transfer hits. Run this for 1 year. Just one. Watch what happens to your account balance. Watch what happens to how you think about money. Watch what happens to the 5-second pause you start taking before every purchase. All 3 will change. None of them will go back. The version of you that learned to make laziness expensive is permanently different from the version that kept telling itself it would start being serious soon. That version of you is one automatic transfer away. The first Friday is 1 click away. And the years that follow, lived as the person who engineered their way out of laziness instead of the person who kept waiting to feel motivated, become the years that finally produced the financial life your skills were always capable of producing. You just had to stop paying the tax. If this hit you somewhere honest, do me one favor. Hit subscribe. Drop a comment with the amount of your first Friday transfer, even if it is $5, so I know you actually did it. I will see you next video.